here so I can pause it. There we go. Hi. Good morning. Got my vape here, got my coffee over there. It's gonna be a good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. Things are gonna be peachy. It's almost 5 a.m. The weather's doing nice. It is currently 45 degrees. So now it's not a bad day out. That's good coffee. There's nobody in chat right now. No viewers, so I'm just talking to myself. That seems to happen a lot with me. I'm up too early drinking my coffee, and everybody else is asleep. Making content for everybody for tonight. That's kinda how it goes, isn't it? But that's fine. I'm not complaining. Everything's gonna be fine. If you're on the Discord, you can chat with my LLM, Jerith. He is OpenClaw with an LLM backside. He utilizes a local LLM, Kimi 2.5, Olama, basically. And it has access to Google's Gemini 2.5 and Pro Preview. It has XAI, DeepSeek, and I forget what all is integrated into, but he's got a decent bit. So that works. The LLM is actually right there, not on here. But that's because my hard drive space isn't big enough. The terabyte hard drive on my old laptop is big enough to hold the LLM, which is something like 660 gigs. And it uses that in its graphics card to process output. And it gets pinged back and forth. That's how it works. Good stuff. Good coffee. Last night I made baked chicken with stuffing and mashed potatoes. He had turkey gravy on his, my hubby. He had turkey gravy, and I just ate mine without the gravy. My hubby loves turkey gravy. The meal was so good. He was like, "Can we do that again sometime?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got everything I need for it. I can make it again." Tonight we're having salmon steaks and Brussels sprouts. And I don't know what else I have to dig in the freezer, but I have a deep freezer, it's a chest freezer. I have to dig in that to find out what to cook. But I know salmon and Brussels sprouts. I don't know what else. Gotta go off. There we go. I'm pondering what to bring to the table. Maybe some corn or some green beans or something. Corn sounds good. I like corn. But, it all depends what he's in the mood for. I'll make it. I'm heavily leaning on corn. I like corn. We haven't had it in a while. That would be good. So what are you having for dinner tonight? I got my plans. And of course I'm going to eat with my hubby. I'm making little special dinners because I'm trying to keep him from being depressed. I'm trying to make him happy the best I can. Unfortunately, he's bedbound, so his quality of life is in the shitter. So I'm doing the best I can to make him happy. Let him know he's loved. That I'll always be there to take care of him. comes today. The gaming computer might be coming today or tomorrow, it depends. Let me check the status on that actually. On the gaming computer. Let's see, it's loading up. Estimated delivery tomorrow, February 5th. Okay. So he's definitely getting the monitor today, but not the computer itself. Which is fine. I'll help him clean up his desk area, and I'll help him set up his computer. He can enjoy the new computer. I'm going to inherit the laptop, which is better than my Mac Mini. I'm going to put Linux on that beast. Ubuntu MATE. Yeah, the Mac Mini is good. It does a lot of things, but it doesn't really have the oomph behind it, if you know what I mean. It's better than my old laptop, don't get me wrong. By speed comparison, it's better. The laptop's worse. But my laptop is 15 years old, as opposed to my hubby's, which is about 8. This Mac Mini is about 7 or 8 years old too, so I mean, the laptop's better. My hubby wants me to leave it as is for a little while, in case there's some files he forgets to back up and he wants to get back to it, which I understand. Anyway. Sorry about that. But once I'm given the go-ahead to replace the Windows 10 installation on it, it's getting Ubuntu MATE. Now don't get me wrong, Windows on my old laptop would actually be phenomenal, but Linux is slightly better. And it's the same with the next laptop I'll have, which is going to be an upgrade from the Mac Mini. So that will be a little bit better than the Mac Mini. By speed comparison, because I'll have a GPU. And on top of that, it'll have Ubuntu MATE on it, which is a system I'm already very familiar with. So I don't see really a downside to it. The Mac Mini is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's low powered. Its RAM sucks, its hard drive space sucks. So I checked out the M4, the latest models. these still suck. They're selling these things for hundreds of dollars. Not worth it. It's really not worth it. Don't get me wrong, I like the Mac Mini. I like how it integrates with my phone. I can use my camera's phone and microphone. I have iMessages on the desktop. It syncs with my calendar automatically. But it's got issues. Glaring issues. And unfortunately, with the Mac Mini having those issues, not just the hard drive and RAM, by the way, but there's others. It's just not worth it. Like, the positives don't outweigh the downsides. So, like, while I like some of these features really well, I don't care for the low specs on it. I don't care for the lack of a GPU. I don't care for the lack of RAM. I don't care for the lack of hard drive space. And I don't care for the ecosystem overall. It's just a hodgepodge mess. Additionally, this stupid thing can't figure out which desktop it wants to have the dock bar on, so I have to keep setting that back up every frickin' time. Excuse me. The reason being is because the mouse goes down to the bottom of the screen on my second monitor, and the Mac thinks, oh, you want your dock bar over here now. Like, no, I don't. I want you to stay fucking put. But there's no option to do that. I don't want my computer screen to turn off because it messes with my screens. So I don't have that set. Instead, it's a screensaver, and I don't want a password on the screensaver. I just want to jiggle my mouse and bring it back up. Oh, too bad you have to have a password. I don't like it be easy to set up desktop wallpapers. Oh, too bad. We're gonna make it convoluted. I would like to have natural key bindings, so too bad. We gotta be special. Don't get me wrong, the Mac has its plus sides. And I do like those plus sides. But man, the Mac Mini sucks. I like it, but it's got problems, that's all I'm saying. And I still haven't overcome those problems. The fact that I'm having to outsource my data output to an outdated laptop screams a lot. And people ask me, like my roommate, like, why don't you have Steam on your machine? And I'm like, oh, it's because my hard drive space sucks. And he's like, oh, well, you could upgrade your RAM too. And I'm like, yeah, at what cost? I can't fix this thing myself. It's a frickin' Apple. They have to have proprietary fucking everything. PC, I'm able to open it up, switch out parts, upgrade it. I can fuck around with it all I want. I can even build it myself. But with a Mac, oh, it's got this special crap in it. You risk breaking it? Better take it to an Apple genius and pay someone to do it for you. It's a frickin' joke. So yeah, I can't play games on this thing. I can't really do much. I can browse the web, I can stream, and I can integrate it with my phone. I like to do more than that. I have video games I'd like to play, but I can't. I don't have the hard drive space, the RAM, the GPU. I lack it all. People are like, well, you could use your Mac Mini to edit videos. Like, yeah, I could, but it's slow. There's no GPU, it's so slow. My God. My old laptop renders videos so much faster. And don't get me started on the fact that I'm going to have a nightmare of a time migrating my files. Might as well just put everything into an archive and just put it on the web. And download it later. Put it on Google Drive as a private folder or something, I don't know. Because again, Apple has to be special. Has to have its own format. Can't use FAT32 or NTFS, and it can read it, but it can't write to it. And then you can't use Extendable 4, which is Linux. You can't even see that. It can read it, but it can't write to it. There's a whole lot of things about the Mac Mini that would be made better if it just wasn't so shit. Like, Apple had to do everything possible to make those systems suck. Like, I understand it's supposed to be a mini model. It's not like an iMac or something, I get that. But they could have made it at least not suck. The Mac Mini is something you can give to your great-grandparents in order to get them online on Facebook. It's not a good system. I'm going to back up my AI, my OpenClaw Jerith. I'm going to migrate him to Linux. Get that over with as well. As soon as I'm given the go-ahead, I'm going to reformat that laptop and put it into Linux. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Ben. How are you doing tonight? Or this morning? Hope you're doing well. I was just ranting and raving about the Mac Mini. Now my hubby's old laptop is going to be a major upgrade. Can you play games? Not on this machine, I can't. Hello, Glenn. When I get my hubby's laptop and I get Linux on it, I'll be able to play games again. But with this system, its memory, both hard drive space, which is an SSD, and its RAM is too low for me to be able to do anything, and it lacks a GPU. To put this example, I went from being able to use... Bye, Benjamin. I went from being able to use Second Life on medium settings to Second Life on low settings. Just to put that into perspective. I will play games again, I just need to get a better laptop. Excuse me. And my hubby's going to be giving me one later. Ever thought about being a console gamer? No. Absolutely not. No. Here's the thing about console games. When you have a console that also has a PC port, the PC port is more up to date than the console port. I'll give you an example. A game called Trove, Trove. They had the Jurassic World biome on PC for almost a year before the console Trove on Xbox and that ended up getting the update. So I can play more up-to-date games with faster bug fixes on PC than I can on a console. Plus, with the right PC parts, like a proper GPU, games don't have to be dumbed down in order to make the console not look inferior. I remember when Watch Dogs originally showed its debut, it was in partnership with NVIDIA. And the demo looked fantastic. It was like, oh my god, so realistic. Such lighting is great. Major details. Like, everything was great. And then it became released, and suddenly the graphics were shit. Everything was shit. Ray tracing was shit. And nobody could figure out why. Until later we figured out, oh, they nerfed it to make the consoles not look outdated. So there was the content still there in the game, you just had to hack it and get the old stuff put back in. It was still right there, you just had to enable it. And suddenly the game looked amazing again, like it was in the previews. The consoles you get are outdated. If you want to play a real game, get a PC. Not those baby toys. In regards to the Mac Mini, that's my fault. I bought a computer system that didn't have a GPU. My GPU and the laptop was pretty much dying anyway, so I just had to upgrade. The upgrade wasn't too much of an upgrade. The processor speed is better. Instead of having 4 cores, it has 8. But its hard drive space, the lack of a GPU, the lack of RAM, was a downgrade. I don't know, I'd just rather play on a big TV screen using a controller versus a small computer using a mouse. Okay, why don't you hook up your computer's HDMI port to your TV? You can hook a controller up to your computer too. Consoles aren't exclusive to TV. Or I should say TV isn't exclusive to consoles. When I lived at a big house in Grant, we had a 76-inch TV, some say 70-something, and my computer didn't have a monitor, so I used it in the living room, and I hooked it up to an HDMI cable to the TV. I don't see where this console thing comes in, that just having a giant TV doesn't mean you have to play console. Computers use HDMI. It does video. And USB 3. There's no exclusivity. You want a controller? Okay, go get a controller. Hook it up to the TV. Or hook it up to the computer. Hook the computer up to the TV. I don't see an upside to the console. You don't even need a TV tuner these days to do that. You can just hook it up natively and use it as a second screen or a primary screen. Food for thought. I mean, these monitors I'm using aren't monitors, they're TVs. So, I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, we've been going for a little over a half hour now. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys later. Thanks for watching.